Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So from today onwards I'll be starting the C++ tutorial series, and in this tutorial series I'll be teaching you how to code in C++, and I'll be teaching you how to set up your C++ IDE as to what it is, and how we'll be starting from the exact beginning level and we'll be slowly reaching up to the advanced level. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, so in this video we'll be starting off with as to what is C++, and this is basically the introductory video to the whole series. So C++ is an object-oriented programming language, and if you don't know what that means then you will come to know in the course of these tutorials, and it is widely used to code Windows drivers, softwares, etc. Alright, so whatever software you see on your Windows system, like you have the Mozilla Firefox, the Internet Explorer, the file manager, etc., everything, the drivers and all that stuff, all these are coded either in C or C++. Alright, now it is regarded as an extended version of C. So C++ is regarded as an extended version of C, and by extended version I mean that the C programming language that you have, which is kind of considered the best when it comes to starting your programming journey. C is not an object-oriented programming language, alright, it is procedural-oriented programming language, but C++ is an object-oriented programming language. If you look at the syntax of both these two programming languages, then you'll see that the syntax matches. Alright, there are many things which are similar to each of the two languages. So it was created by Bjarne Stroustrup, if that's the correct pronunciation. So the creator of C++ is Bjarne Stroustrup. The creator of C is not Bjarne Stroustrup, remember that. And it is arguably the best programming language if you want to start your object-oriented programming journey. So if you are into programming and if you want to learn object-oriented programming, which is the best programming paradigm in today's world, so C++ is, at least in my opinion, it is the best programming language out there to start your object-oriented programming journey. So as I said, C is an extended version of C. So let's have a look at the differences between C and C++. So if you look at C++, it is an object-oriented programming language, as I said, compared to C, which is a procedural-oriented programming language. Now C++ being object-oriented, it is much more friendly when it comes to creating larger code or maybe larger programs. All right, so whatever programs that you see on your computer, like Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, or similar other programs, or any other type of program that runs on your Windows computer, all these are generally coded using C++. Now because it supports object-oriented programming paradigm, so when it comes to maintaining that code, or when it comes to issuing updates, or when it comes to fixing the bugs and all that stuff in a particular code, C++ is much more friendlier when it comes to doing all these things compared to C, which is procedural oriented. Alright, so things like encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, etc. are all supported in C++ since it is object oriented. Now if you again don't know all what these four terms mean, then you will come to know about all these things in the course of this video tutorial series. So being an object oriented programming languages, these four types of things are supported in C++, and these four, encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, etc., all these are considered as the four pillars of object-oriented programming paradigm. Alright, so how do we code our C++ programs? So we'll be using IDEs, or integrated development environments, to code our C++ programs. These are special kinds of coding environments, or you can say coding softwares, wherein we write the code, and it basically makes the coding life much more easier. All right, you have all the compilers and all that stuff set up over there. Now there are many types of compilers that can be used to code C++ or C programming languages, but we'll be using CodeBlocks and Geany. All right, now if you are using a high-end laptop, or maybe if you are using a high-end computer, then in my opinion go with CodeBlocks. It is it is actually a resource hungry, I should say, tool. So if you are using a high-end laptop with at least 4 GB RAM and a good i-series processor, or any other similar alternative, then I would suggest go with CodeBlocks. Otherwise, if you are using a little bit low resource computer with, let's say, 2 GB RAM and maybe Pentium processor or something, then I would say go with Genie. All right. Now, if you use any one of the two, the code will obviously work fine, but CodeBlocks is considered the perfect, IDE when it comes to creating or at least coding C++ programming languages. All right. Now, there is another, I should say, IDE named Turbo C C++. Now, it is a very old generation IDE, and if you want, you can use it. I actually call it as, or I actually designate it as a 50-year-old shit. If you use it, you'll feel like your computer has become a computer of, say, 1980s or maybe 1970s. So it is a very it has a very poor and extremely old age UI. All right. So if you must have seen it in your school, maybe if you had C++ in your school syllabus. When I was in school in class 7, I had C++, so we used to use Turbo C++ back then. But nowadays, CodeBlocks and Genie are the most widely used ones, and these have modern UI, and it will make your make your coding life much more easier. All right. So that's it for this video. This was basically the introductory video to the whole tutorial series. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to set up the CodeBlocks IDE, and in the next video, then I'll be showing you how to set up the Genie IDE. All right. Genie needs a compiler, that is TTM GCC compiler, whereas CodeBlocks doesn't need that. It comes pre-installed with all the necessary things. So in the upcoming tutorials, I'll be showing you how to set up both of these two IDEs. All right. So that's it for this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.